Hi friends! Today I want to talk about 3 things you can do to help yourselves stay motivated creatively as we move into 2021. If you are a creative person, or more so, a creative person who does that for a living, you might have noticed that 2020 took a bit of a toll. It's redundant to say that 2020 was a show because, well, we've heard that about 1,000,000 times now. If I had a nickel for every time I've heard that 2020 was a terrible year, I probably wouldn't have to try to monetize my YouTube. Staying motivated in general has been difficult to say the least, and trying to stay motivated creatively has been a challenge. Here are 3 things that I do that you can apply to your life, and it might help you with your creative journey. Number 1, get a good night's sleep. I know this is a lot easier said than done. I myself have been struggling with the daylight savings time hour change. I'm normally a person that likes to wake up early, about an hour before Chad, and typically we start our work days around 6:30 a.m. So getting up at 5:30, no big deal. However, now I'm getting up at like 4 a.m. What the heck? Nobody should be getting up at 4 a.m. unless they work in a hospital or are a construction worker, and I am neither of those. But applause is all around for those who are, because without you, thank you. So getting a good night's sleep is number 1, you say. Well, let's take into consideration that there are a multitude of factors that might prevent us from being able to get a good night's sleep, and I'm not discounting any of that. What I am suggesting is that you make it a top priority, whether that means going to bed a little bit earlier in the evening to adjust for your early morning sleep schedule, or seeing a doctor if you're having a lot of problems sleeping during the night. Sleep provides our body an essential resting period so that we can heal and work productively in our day. Number 2, find motivation in your own previous work. This might sound a little strange to some of you, but it works for me, I've noticed over the years. Every once in a while, I'll find myself perusing some old videos or pictures from work I did as a burlesque performer or as a costume designer from like 10 plus years ago. I'm struck by 2 feelings, mortification and motivation. By mortification, I mean, I'm never ashamed of any of my previous work. It's more just kind of embarrassing, like how when you look at pictures of yourself as a teenager. But far outweighing any sort of sense of embarrassment comes a sense of motivation and pride in previous work. I might find myself looking at it and thinking, that was a pretty good idea, I'd like to revisit that. And there is where I mean finding motivation in yourself and your previous works. So going back through your archive or photos or acts that you maybe have created and revisiting them. Remembering the feeling that you had of happiness when you created it or inspiration that you had when you created it, and reinventing it for 2021. Most recently, I found a video of myself when I had auditioned for one of the many times I had applied for either Project Runway or whatever other reality fashion show was happening. I never made this video public because I was always kind of a little bit embarrassed by it, I guess. But now watching it, I was like, wow, I was fun and I had a lot of weird outfits. Even though it was a little bit dated, I found myself thinking, I kind of want to make that dress again, but make it a bit different now. Remember how you felt when you were creating that, and now how you feel looking back on it. And just know whatever you're creating now, you'll look back on in 10 years and be both mortified and motivated by it. And number 3, let yourself be bummed out. It's okay. If you've pushed and pushed to try to be motivated creatively and you're just not finding it, don't stress about it. I promise you that feeling of lack of creativity will pass. Something will come along that will motivate you. And here's the kicker. It may not be the same thing that you're currently doing creatively. Maybe you'll find a different avenue, something totally new that you've never ever thought to even try to feel creative or inspired by. And that will help give you the kickstart that you need to push through that rut and find your motivation again. Be honest with yourself about it, about your feelings. Let your feelings happen, let them wash over you so you can push through them, and just be ready and open when that creative motivation and force comes your way. Now here's a 4th thing. I thought I'd add this to the very, very end. Use social media as a means to help yourself feel motivated. Now, we all know what doom scrolling is. We've probably all done a ton of it in 2020. And it can really be a total time suck, and it can definitely strip us of any feelings of creativity or motivation. If you try to use social media as a form of positive expression, you might find that it's giving you a sense of purpose. That sounds really weird to say about social media, but for instance, when I was feeling a little bit bummed out about the fact that I had only been wearing sweatpants for like 2 months, and I have all of these beautiful costumes and clothes, I decided to start making silly catwalk videos on my roof. I was completely shameless about it. I did not care if no one else liked it. I just needed to do it for myself. I needed to put on regular clothes. I needed to feel cute, even if I only wore them for like 10 minutes just to take a cute video. And what I found was I had really great positive response from other people. It made them feel motivated to put on something cute, even for like 10 minutes. In the grand scheme of things, it's really silly to think that that has a ramification on the bigger picture of our creative motivation, but those little things can add up to your day, and they bring you little spots of happiness, which can help you push through any rut that you're in. There you have it, 3 things you can do to help give yourself a little bit of a creative boost. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. I have loads of sewing and crafting tutorials and odd hacks and weird wig tutorials, all kinds of creative stuff I've been doing over the last couple years. If you like this video, help out the YouTube algorithm and help me out by tapping it. It loves a tap. Tap, tap.
Be sure to subscribe to my channel by clicking the button below.